Now to a great spice mix that is easy, right? You just pick up a packet. No. Why go to the effort to make your own spice mix? Chef and baker Jill Garcia-Schmidt shows us the benefits of a DIY Mexican spice blend.
All right, guys, we're gonna get spicy up in here. We're gonna start with this Mexican spice blend. First thing you're gonna need to do is have a receptacle in which to hold your new spice blend. I really love using glass canning jars. They have a super tight fitting lid that is gonna keep it airtight. And as long as you keep it airtight, you can keep this for up to 1 to 2 years in your spice cabinet. That's a way longer life than the $2.30 spice packet you're buying for a one-time use. All right, let's get started. First thing we're gonna talk about is where to find these wonderful Mexican spices. You guessed it, in the Mexican aisle. Hit up a grocery store you've never been to before and check out something new. To begin this spice blend, we're gonna start with 2 things that you should always have in your cabinet: onion powder and garlic powder. You will find that you can use this in just about any spice blend that you put together, and we're gonna use it in 3 different ones today. So, we're gonna start with the onion powder. Onion powder is pulverized onions, guys. We dry it out, really, really dry. It gets all the moisture out, and then they pulverize it until it's this fine ground powder. We're gonna start with 1 teaspoon of onion powder, all right? We're gonna move on to the garlic powder, and we're gonna match that with 1 teaspoon of that as well. The next one that's really super important in any Mexican food that you make is cumin or cumino. This is made from the seeds of your coriander plant, which is also known as cilantro. So we're gonna take 1 teaspoon, are you seeing a pattern here? Of cumin, and we're gonna throw that in there. It adds a real smoky flavor that is essential to all Mexican dishes. Then we're gonna move on to chili powder and red pepper flakes. The pepper flakes are gonna add a fresh chili flavor. These are very spicy, guys, so use this at your own discretion. I'm only gonna add a 1/4 teaspoon of these to mine to keep it nice and mild. If you want it extra hot, feel free to add more than that. Then you can get your chili powder. This is an essential ingredient, so we're going to actually up the ante on this one, and we're gonna do 2 teaspoons of it. And now the greenery, Mexican oregano. This stuff is grown in Mexico. It has a bit of a spicy flavor in the background, as well as smoky notes, as opposed to the lemony flavor that comes in your regular oregano that's great with Greek food. And as you can see, because we bought this in the Mexican aisle, it is very organic looking and very rustic. So while I am going to use my measuring spoon, which in this case is going to be 1 tablespoon, I'm actually going to pour it into my hand, and then I'm going to crush it up as I put it in there. And that's going to create, it's going to create a nice powder, but it's also going to let it go a little bit further, and it's going to release all those essential oils that are really, really important in using spices and herbs. Once you've got it like that, I like to stir it up just a little bit. I like to use a little baby whisk to make sure it gets all incorporated. And then you can't season anything without salt and pepper, right guys? So we're gonna do 1 teaspoon of salt. Again, you see the pattern, 1 teaspoon, 1 teaspoon, 1 teaspoon, 1 teaspoon. And then we're gonna do 2 teaspoons of your pepper. And then I'm just gonna shake it up, shake it up, shake it up. I can tell you I'm gonna sneeze any second now from that pepper. But look at that glorious spice mix, guys.
That's one of 3 DIY spice blends Jill is